It's Wednesday on Your View. Welcome to the show. I am Muriah Afolabi Brown. It's always I have the ladies with me. Obiajulu Ugbo in the building. Our Singaporean tourist.
Yes, so
I was Singapore.
I just came back.
Just got back.
I just came back.
How you doing?
Fine. Singapore was very beautiful. I had an amazing time. And what was quite interesting to me was the fact that the government controlled everything. You know, here we always say government has no business in doing business, but the government makes sure that the gap between the poor and the rich is very minimal. You hardly even see it. And everywhere is so beautiful. They control the buildings, the businesses, just to ensure that everybody gets that form of basics. And I had a very interesting conversation with the taxi driver who took us.
They're the best people to talk to. Taxi drivers in any country.
Yeah, he was
They're
like,
always the best.
He loves his country. He was born in Singapore. He does everything in Singapore. I think they have about 80% Chinese people there. And he said he can go on vacation to other countries 3 times a year from his salary as a taxi man. That one just popped my head. You know, but the places were beautiful. Their food was so good. Japanese food, Korean food, Italian food. It was good. I had fun.
Good. At least you didn't add anyway like me. I mean,
No. We're trekking now. There's no Okada.
There's no Okada.
You will trek and trek. We trek abroad. It's just here we complain we don't want to trek. But we trek abroad. So you can't add weight. It's not possible.
Alaja, Nima Akasha Zibiri. How you doing?
I'm fine.
Are you going for a party? This one you're wearing lace like me.
No, this dress was given to me by BC after the video.
For
Mr. Brown's Christmas.
Nice.
So she looked at it and thought it was a Muslim girl dress. So I had my tailor just cut it so that the length would not show, but they did not cut it, so it's still sweeping the ground.
But you're supposed to wear heels now. Then you wear your heel too.
The day I went to wear heels.
Well, how are you doing now?
My uncle passed, my father's stepbrother. He's been a bit ill for a while. And I felt the whole family shake. You know, my mom, Thierry, I went to see her yesterday. And it was a bit of reflection. You know, times come when let's enjoy life when we're together. Because the time will come when everybody will pass. I was talking to my kids about it, and they were like, Mommy, don't worry. Your mommy will never die. I said, no, she will. But they just pray that it's at a time when, you know, we won't be so touched or we're more mature and be able to handle it. You know, but even your mommy will die. And my son was like,
you told my child, hey,
you don't like to hear that.
That's the reality. Once you're born, that's the most certain thing about life.
We know.
You know, it will be, but, you know, we're just praying for more time. And that's all.
Well, I'm dressed like a party, too, because I'm going for a party. And Mrs. Okorafo, she's a director, Becca, at Lagos State Subeb. And today is going to be her retirement party. She just completed her tenure. And so she invited me. She says white gele on blue, but see, I'm not tying gele. It's a weekday. You don't have to respect Mondays.
Party.
That's Monday through Wednesday. You have to respect those days. Those are work days, you know. So I'm going to them. But yeah, retirement. That's Lagos for you.
As in, we have party.
Wake up party, go and sleep party, afternoon party, retirement party.
Ekujoko party.
Ekujoko party. We got it, man. It's all here. So I'm going after the show to celebrate with her and her family as she retires today. Okay, let's go on a quick break. When we come back, we go through the front pages of the papers. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. We're going to start with the nation. Buhari, we have done well with available resources Ekweremadu is a terror financier, DSS tells court. Flutterwave gets CBN switching processing permit. My plan for Nigerians by Atiku at LCCI's forum. North governors, monarchs call for state police. Makinde, Bolarumi clash over Atiku. And lady offers to donate kidney to Ekweremadu's daughter. Okay, let me start with the major headlines. So President Muhammadu Buhari was in Imo State yesterday, and he highlighted his administration's achievements despite the dwindling resources, because he was comparing the amount of revenue we got from dollar during the previous administration compared to what he got, and he was able to build infrastructure. According to him, the rail was comatose, roads when the infrastructure was poor, and they've been able to invest money to build infrastructure and to even battle its insurgency. According to him, his administration has done extremely well, and they have to, and they must, he was saying this at the inauguration in Imo State. Let me tell you what the Indigbo, in response to his celebration, said that they are committed to the Nigerian project, and they will support the administration, and they will ensure that there's justice, and as long as there's equity and intervention on the part of their requirements, that they are definitely pledging their support for Indigbo. So not just Indigbo, Haneze Indigbo was there. Other society groups within the Southwest also, Southeast also showed up to support the president in his commissioning of some roads in Imo. I think it was the 36-kilometer dual Owerri-Olu and the first phase of the 53 kilometers dual Owerri-Okigwe roads that he went to inaugurate.
Okay, so I wanted to take Mamu's case. The DSS yesterday filed an affidavit along to support a petition, a motion they were bringing before the court to further detain him for another 60 days. And this affidavit sworn to by an official of DSS, Hamza Pandogari, says that Mamu is a financier of terror, international and local, and that he was on his way to meet with commanders and top leaders of terrorist organizations across the country when he said he was going for the Lesser Hajj in Saudi Arabia. And they are begging the court to further hold him against his so-claimed human rights for further investigations based on this. It is sad, they said that the search that they had to carry out in his office further proved that, you know, they got more documents to attest to this, and that's what they are claiming. On his side, the people are claiming that he's being picked up. Gumi has said that, no, he's not a terrorist, that the terror group is the DSS and all of that. But if the DSS can establish this, it will really relieve a lot of Nigerians, because we've been wondering why these terror groups have so much audacity. If you're a negotiator between the terror groups, why were you handpicked to be a negotiator? This is supposed to be a criminal group. So I hope that they can establish. I don't want them to just give us a Kenya and later.
Quite a lot of money with different currencies, different ATMs, different passports in his building. Okay, so Africa's leading payments technology company, Flutterwave, announced that they've been granted a switching and processing license by the Central Bank of Nigeria, which is for them to be able to access their payments. And with this license, they are now able to carry out transactions between banks, fintechs, and other financial institutions, and they are also able to process card transactions, participate in agency and banking, and offer various payment services without their usual intermediaries that they go through. So this is a very big one for Flutterwave. A lot of us that do business, we use Flutterwave, and it's high time that we get cards where we can transact, whether you are in the country or outside the country.
Also,
it's a good one.
In the nation, the Chief of Army Staff, while addressing the third quarter conference, Chief of Army Staff third quarter conference in 2022 in Abuja, he was talking about how the Army is also tracking financiers of terror groups. And, you know, he used this opportunity to talk about how not just tracking, they're also preparing to provide the necessary support for successful general elections next year.
Right. That
the Army is doing their part. He commended all the various code names. You know, they have the Adin, Kai, Adin, all of them. Commended them for job well done in combing areas where terrorists are gathering, and also talked about, you know.
Okay, let's move on quickly to the Punch. Atiku Okuwa rubbish APC over the Muslim ticket economy. Strike, mortuary stranded as students block Lagos-Ibadan expressway. Ogun Kingship tussle claims 3 lives, houses burnt. Police gets 431 petitions over corpse misconduct. Senate begins probe. Begins oil theft probe in Niger Delta. My life under threat over Queen Elizabeth's tweet, says Professor. Tinubu healthy, APC tells Obi, decries defections. Angola, Libya overtake Nigeria in crude production, says OPEC. VP slot, Okowa most qualified, IU tells critics. Okay, I was going to start with Professor Ujuanya, who has said that her life is under threat. If you recall, she's a professor of second language acquisition at the Department of Modern Languages, Carnegie Mellon University at the United States. And she had tweeted on Tuesday saying that, I heard the chief monarch of a thieving, raping, genocidal empire is finally dying. May her pain be excruciating. Of course, that was highly critical globally. And Twitter pulled down her tweet saying that it was violating the Twitter rules. And even Jeff Bezos also responded, which has said that his response caused lots of people to threaten her and threaten to harm her. She has also said that her life has been threatened since, and she was also specifically saying that there's a Facebook page that was created on her behalf, saying that she's a member of IPOB, but she has links to IPOB, that she does not operate a Facebook page. She has never done that in many years, and that was made, somebody put that up and then made to use her for political gains, that's not her. And she was granted this interview to Punch exclusively, insisting that someone online, some blogs have just tried to use her name to push an agenda which is not part of. And I don't know if she'll be willing to sue Twitter for what they did, but I don't think she has a case.
She was reinstated on Twitter yesterday.
She was reinstated yesterday. Oh,
she
good.
had a tweet saying she's back and all of that. But the police, the Minister for Police Affairs, Gary Dingyadi, was talking about the complaints. He said the police have received about 431 complaints, and over 304 of those complaints have been resolved, and 81 punishments have been awarded to the erring officers. And he was giving this briefing just as against, the usual reports recently, where he was talking about the conduct of police officers. So this is, of course, a resolve. Should be a resort. Complaints and petitions should be a resort to Nigerians rather than fighting police officers publicly, which we've been seeing. And as against the IG's directive that anybody caught assaulting the police officer should be made to face the law.
Yeah.
Okay, let me go on a quick break. When we come back, we continue with the review. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Thanks for staying with us. We're still reviewing Punch. Yes, Spissy had a story.
Yes, so about 3 persons have reportedly lost their lives during the violence of who will ascend the Kingship stool in Agosasa community in the Bokia local government area of Ogun State. They said the throne became vacant following the death of the Oja of Agosasa, Oba James Elegbede, sometime in February. And after his death, people started fighting over who was going to become the next Oba. And the clash started on Sunday. So it seemed like a particular politician was trying to install a chief, and then the youths were not happy with that. And so they went out into the streets, and before they realized what was happening, said about 3 persons died, 5 other people were injured. The police came in, the soldiers came in, they were able to quell whatever was going on that Sunday. But on Monday again, they started, and 2 persons again lost their lives. The police PRO has confirmed the story, saying that they are trying as much as possible to put a lot of police and military presence. People are running away from the town. It's like a ghost town right now. People are scared to come out and do their businesses. And he was advising that instead of, fighting to install somebody, they should take it up legally. Let's really know who is supposed to be the next Oba of the town. So
Mr. Bayo Onanuga, who is the Director of Media and Publicity for the APC Presidential Council, has responded to Peter Obi's speech. It was on Monday or Tuesday, where he was suggesting or saying that Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu was unfit to rule. And Mr. Onanuga specifically said that we want to make it crystal clear to all trade users of the APC candidate that he is not ill. He said that he's hale and hearty, a man who works 20 hours a day, meeting people, strategizing how to make Nigeria better. Says that they make bold to say that their candidate is fit as a fiddle, and that it is wrong for Peter Obi, obviously, to be using ethnicity to try to whip up sentiments in support for himself. That's me paraphrasing. Okay, let me move on now to Vanguard. No going back on opposition to same fake ticket, says Forum of Northern Christians. NNPC seals gas pipeline deal with Morocco's hydrocarbon office ECOWAS. Energy transition, Nigeria to benefit from $12 billion US fund. Kiamo's diatribe exposes APC's plot to assassinate Obi, says Labour Party. Alleged organ harvesting, Ekweremadu asks court to dismiss Upo's suit. Insecurity, Northern Governors Monarch call for state police. Kaduna train attack, Mamu aided local and international groups, says DSS. An ASU strike, Monarch others stranded as protesting students block the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. Okay, which story are we starting with?
Nigeria's oil production, just statistics. So this is according to OPEC. They are saying that our oil production plunged to 972,000 barrels per day in August 2022. And Angola and Libya overtook Nigeria by producing higher volumes of crude during the review month. They said it's been going downwards. I think this started, I wanted to get the right month, but they said the oil production dropped in August, crashing below 1 million barrels per day to 972,000. Then, according to the figures by the NUPRC, it said the country's oil production dropped from 1,083,899 BPD in July to 972,394 BPD in August, while the other countries, the other African countries, overtook us. But they didn't give anything here on how we can, double up. So now that everybody's complaining of crude, some people are producing higher and we are dropping in our production.
Okay, Nima?
Yes, the Nigerian government, or through the NNPC, has sealed the gas deal, a memorandum of understanding on gas pipeline project with the National Office of Hydrocarbons and Mines of Morocco and the ECOWAS Commission. So this pipeline, of course, is a 7,000-kilometer Nigeria-Morocco gas pipeline project that would not only boost the economy of countries where it is transiting, but it's also supposed to help service gas towards West Africa from Morocco and from Nigeria back, and then they're looking to subsequently move into Europe with that deal. But this is not MOU, and me, I know they like to talk about MOU. Let's see how how long this project will take and the details of when it's starting and funding.
All right, so I'm pretty excited to read this story because this issue of state police has been a thorny issue in Nigeria for a while. So I was happy to read that the 19 northern state governors agreed yesterday. They had a communique that agreed to state police that they said that it's going to address the continued insecurity within their region. I thought this was good because many always thought that the conversation of state police has been stalled because we have not been able to get a consensus across within the National Assembly. So if the northern governors are agreeing, it means that they can also put pressure on their lawmakers within the National Assembly to do the same. But the meeting happened at the Hilton yesterday, and the communique was read by the chairman of the forum, that's the Governor Plateau State, Simon Bakola Long, and he explained that meeting reviewed the security situation in the north and matters relating to its development and resolved to support the amendment of the Constitution to accommodate establishment of state police. That's fantastic news. Okay, moving on quickly to Daily Sun. DSS links Mahmoud to local global terrorists. I think you took that story. Obi Tinubu win 2023 election, says Ukoa. Military continues onslaught against terrorists in Kaduna, kills scores. ASU strike, students block Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, commuters stranded. Nigeria worse off to date than 2015, says Atiku. 2023 budget, Senate opposes 6 trillion naira tax, import duties waivers. Terrorism, appeal court reserves judgment in Kano's appeal. Hope rises for Ekwerimadu's daughter as lady offers kidney to donate to her. So what's that story?
I didn't take the lady offering.
I wanted to take the 2023 budget.
Yeah.
So well done to the Senate Committee on Finance. We are greeting you. Thank you for doing our work. What the Senate Committee found out was that there was a proposed 6 trillion tax and import duty waivers. So people will bring in business into this country, and that amount that could accrue to our revenue, and we have revenue generation issue, is already waived.
Why?
So we have a 19.76 trillion 2023 budget, out of which we have deficit of 12.4 trillion. And we are looking to raise that money anyhow. But 6 out of it, we don't wavered off. So they have directed that the Nigerian Customs Service should immediately go and do a downward review of that amount to at least 50% of those waivers. And they also directed that the Federal Inland Revenue Service keep eye on top of the matter. That's all the cocoa of the matter.
But I was thinking normally, economically, the poor should be able to pay for the rich. So if you have a massive business, the taxes you pay will also help to alienate the poor. So when you do a lot of waivers for
you
this...
mean the rich will pay for the poor?
When you do a lot of waivers for the rich and then you squeeze the poor, I think this, our network, they want to start collecting taxes and all that. You are squeezing the poor to get the money that you need. Why are you giving waivers right now? Yes, so I have troops of Operation Forest Sanity. That's our Nigerian troops. They said they've neutralized many bandits, dislodged many others from their camps in Kaduna State. They said they also rescued 10 kidnapped people in 2 local government areas of the state. They've been going from location to location, dislodging these people. They said that they neutralized at Chikun and Igabi local government areas. They also went ahead to different local government areas here. They said some of the bandits were camped at Apewohe in Chiku local government area. There's also another camp extended to Dakwala and Kunai Hills. So they've been, they promised that they were going to do this first launch instead of waiting for the bandits to come before they now retaliate. And they've been going there and dislodging people, getting arms and ammunition where they are camped. And I wish them all the best.
Okay, so if you recall, yesterday we took the story about Sonia Ekweremadu, who had appealed to the public generally, asking that for anybody who is willing to donate a kidney to her. I think Miriam took the story yesterday, and she said that it has to be voluntary. We can't be voluntary. You can't collect money for it. And a young lady of 24, Anastasia Olama, has offered to donate her kidney to Sonia. Wow. I guess we still have to wait if it matches, because there's a medical procedure towards that. But she made that appeal considering all that has been happening. Her father and her mother have been incarcerated, are still in prison, awaiting trial, and it's had an emotional turmoil for the entire family. And she just had to come out in public and say, listen, I need a kidney. I've been struggling since 2019 to save her life. She has this rare form of kidney disease. I think it's FSG, nephrotic syndrome, which is quite rare. And nobody in her family could give her, because if they did, they also have that same gene that she carries. So she had to.
So this Facebook donor, this Olama lady, is it real?
I don't know. I can't verify that, but the article says that the lady has offered.
She offered on her Facebook page that she's willing to do it to prove that women can support women. That she really feels. I hope that it is real. And I hope that
the best. So the National Association of Nigerian Students yesterday said they blocked the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway in protest against the continued closure of the nation's universities and the prolonged ASU strike. And they had placards on, complaining that they are in support of ASU at the moment. The government needs to do more. And I think their spokesperson was speaking up and saying that the government needs to really be intentional about, developing the Nigerian universities, saying that in international standards, we are not even anywhere to be found. And then we have our government ministers, our leaders who send their children abroad to school. They can't even send their children to the Nigerian universities. That's why they are not focusing on it. So they decided not to leave the streets. But as at this morning, I was thinking maybe another paper would tell that they are still on the streets.
Okay, so I'll move on quickly to this day. He captured a part of the president's visit to Imo that wasn't covered in the other papers. So there was a part of the paper that says that Atiku proposes $10 billion economic stimulus. No, that's different. No, actually. So the major headline in this day is 2023, Atiku proposes $10 billion economic stimulus fund for MSMEs and unfolds blueprints, part of which is to privatize refineries, $1.55 million to revitalize them. He also said that he will remove electricity from the exclusive list, and he's going to meet Makinde, Southwest Party leaders today, to promise to help PDP to win Lagos. So campaign will start very soon, officially, I think by the end of this month, and then we know how all the various candidates will begin to tell us all their promises, and we'll see. Let Nigerians decide in the next year. Okay, that is all we can take on Front Page Review. When we come back, move on to our hot topic of the day. Stay with us. We'll be right back.